I mean, what bloke, or woman for that matter, hasn't thought about someone else that they would potentially have sex with? Like, is it misogynistic? I don't think it is.
I was like on you, and then you've upset me.
You've never, ever had a thought about another person other than your partner.
You can't, in the workplace, ask people if they're having sexual thoughts.
Yeah, I think that's had to be banned a while ago.
Well, I suppose I'll be the front page news next.
Well, hello and welcome to Unserious, the podcast where we discuss the biggest stories, smallest controversies and the most terminally online debates, everything from wedding faux pas to Kylie Minogue related blow-ups. But of course we don't take any of that or ourselves too seriously. I'm Liz Burke, Deputy Editor at news.com.au. To my right here is Caleb Bond, Sky News host. Hello.
Hello.
And my wonderful colleague, journalist Mary Madigan. Hi.
Hi.
Now, did you guys miss me or did you enjoy bullying Bedfordham too much?
No, I missed you. Did you miss her?
Yeah, I did miss you, but it was fun having been here.
You are very I think you love Ben Fordham.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, I think you have like a bit of like a...
We go way back.
Yeah, but I've never seen you so I feel like you were starry-eyed.
No, but I have a lot to be thankful to Ben for. He's always been a great supporter of mine and sort of helped get me on this trajectory. So, I'll give him the deference he deserves.
Oh, okay
Wow.
then.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, I can't say the same for myself. I do like him, but yeah, you could definitely see you had like a real respect for him.
Yeah. Well, he deserves respect. I think it
was nice to
was good to have him here. But I must say, we did miss you. You were gallivanting around Europe.
Yeah, I even especially let you follow me on Instagram.
I know. I noticed that.
To show off.
I know. You finally, let me into the club.
I thought it's time. I thought I'm going to be living my most glamorous life. I'm going to let Caleb in.
This is when people need to see me.
That's right.
Exactly.
While we're back here suffering through the winter in Sydney.
It was freezing.
Yeah.
I know it was like the start of it actually being
You've had
cold.
to get the cable knit out.
I know. I've got a jumper on.
I actually think you look really good in the cable knit. I
Thank
think this
you.
is a great look for you.
I like a cable knit jumper.
Yeah, I think
but
you look cozy.
Thanks, but it's quite warm in this studio, so I'm kind of regretting
You're
it
sweating.
now. It's like the one part of Sydney that's warm at the moment. but also, you speak about terminal. I mean, you've come back with some sort of new disease or something, haven't you?
I don't know. I think it's just a common cold.
but
we'll see.
I believe it's the bird flu.
Yes!
Yeah.
H5N1.
H5N1. We'll see.
You know the terms.
Well, look, I have been exercising my right to disconnect while I've been away. There's been two stories that I've managed to cut through, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So right into it. Anthony Albanese found himself in a bit of hot water this week after some remark that he made on a podcast. I'm sure everyone's heard about it by now. It was the Bush Deep podcast, and he participated in a Shag marry date game, which I think is usually kill, right?
It's kill, yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon
it was adapted.
I don't know, but I wonder if there was a bit of tussle between like Anthony Albanese's people and her people, where she was like Shag, marry, kill, and they're like, no, but we'll do the other one.
I mean, it's concerning that they had a tussle. They could have had a tussle on that in the first place, not just gone, maybe we won't do the who am I going to shag question.
I know. I think that's what should have happened. But yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, he was asked, given the choices of Kylie Minogue, Nicole Kidman or Rhonda Burchmore, initially he was like a little bit cagey, said, I'm just married, it's been 6 months, but not pushed very hard.
No,
He
more
said,
like a...
Kylie
like
Minogue, all of the above. This is absolutely outraged. Like, got some people in a real tizzy. What do you guys think about it? Offended?
Are you offended?
No, I'm not offended by it. I think the mistake was that he actually answered the question. Like, it was predictable that we would end up in this place, that if the Prime Minister said on a podcast, called Bush Deep, mind you, that,
There were clues.
that he would shag Kylie Minogue, that it would be front page news and that, people would be outraged about it. It's all quite predictable. He should have just said, look, I've just married my wife. I don't think I should be talking publicly about who else I'd have sex with, and just left it at that. Anyone else, I think, would have done that. But I don't think it's actually that bad, really. Like, it's not all this business, it's misogynistic, it's sexist. I don't think it is. I mean, what bloke, or woman for that matter, hasn't thought about someone else that they would potentially have sex with? Like, is it misogynistic? I don't think it is.
I was like on you, and then you've upset me.
You've never, ever had a thought about another person other than your partner.
You can't, in the workplace, ask people if they're having sexual thoughts.
Yeah, I think that's had to be banned a while ago.
Well, I suppose I'll be the front page news next, but
you're like, I have sexual thoughts about anybody and everybody.
I didn't say anybody and everybody.
It's just a Rolodex of people for me. Oh, like, it was a huge mistake to answer the question. I feel kind of two things, right? Because I do think the game, if you really unpack it, is probably quite bad, right? Which is like you're basically devaluing people whether or not you'd sleep with them or marry them, which is that whole like whore and Madonna syndrome that women have to live with, which is like you're either the wife girl or you're the girl I have a one night stand with.
But men and women play this game.
Yeah, men and women play this game. And I also, again, it's one of those things like I have played this game. I've never thought about it for longer than 5 minutes before. And now we're all kind of having to deep think it and unpack it. It sort of reminds me of, you know, when you like make a joke to someone and you have like a quick quip about it and then someone's like, oh, hang on, like, can you tell me what you mean by that? And then when you explain the joke, it sounds a lot worse.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, once I've now had to over-explain it, I really sound like an asshole. I sort of feel like that's what's happened to Albo. Like, when you really unpack it, I think it sounds really wrong for our, like, Prime Minister to be, you know, I mean, Kylie Minogue is an Australian citizen, to be saying, you know, I'd love to sleep with Kylie Minogue. Like, that's so not okay. But I also understand that he just was answering a rapid fire question and I don't think he put much thought into answering it.
Well, yeah.
I've done some research here. I listened to this podcast on the way here today, like the things I do for you people.
So you're going to come up with the other examples.
Yeah.
No, well, when she said, when she introduced this rapid fire segment, she said, we have these rapid fire questions. Everyone gets the same questions. So then I, you know, went back and listened to some previous episodes and it's true. Literally every guest on this program is asked who they would shag, marry, kill. So if anyone on the Prime Minister's team did a shred of research, they would have known that this question was coming. So I guess the question for me is, did they know that it was coming?
I think they
gone,
did.
let's go ahead with it. I
Yeah.
think that's so stupid.
I
It's
think
dumb.
you said this when we were chatting just about the idea of talking about, and I thought it was so right. I think it was you that you were like, oh, remember when Rove used to ask the who would you turn gay for question?
It wasn't me, but it was,
okay,
it was
yeah.
our boss.
It was our
Yeah.
producer.
Yeah.
Let's not call her our boss. I'm kidding. Our producer. And I was like, oh, that's such a good point because now if someone said that, it would be seen as so politically incorrect and no celebrity would want to answer it, right? And I think it's probably the same with this. Like, I think maybe 5 years ago we would have cared maybe a little bit less, but I think we've all had, and maybe it's just who you're hearing it from, right? Like, I wouldn't care if Russell Crowe was saying who he'd want to like shag or marry, but maybe we just don't want to be hearing that from our Prime Minister.
I think it's the Prime Minister. And I think you know, you can do this press round and you can go on the provocative podcast, but like, come on, man. Like,
It's not
expect the backlash.
It's not becoming of The Office.
Coming of the office.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
It's
Do you
emphasis
think
on the coming.
What's happened
But
to Albo is what's happened to a lot of politicians where they've looked at Obama and been like, he's quite cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try being cool.
Well,
And
maybe
it never works.
maybe to some degree, but he can't do cool.
No, he can't do. I agree. I agree. But
most
do you think,
most politicians can't do cool.
do you think in his head he was like, this is a bit fun and flirty?
Well, if you look at his media strategy, he is very fond of doing those kinds of interviews. Like he's done the Abby Chatfield podcast. He loves sitting there in his polo shirt. I think even when he did Carl Stefanovic.
Having like a dig at a fashion item is diabolical.
No, but it's an obvious thing. Like he's doing it for a reason.
Yeah, for sure.
But the PM is sitting there trying to look casual because he's saying, "I'm one of you. I'm you know one
I
of the
think
people."
he definitely
right?
wanted to pivot from the ScoMo approach, was that he didn't do any of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
And I feel like part of what got Albo elected, for better or worse, was that he was a bit like, I'm just like you. But does it wear thin once you're in power?
Maybe it does to a degree. You can only keep up a facade for so long. But I also have to say, and I'm totally saying that I didn't really have a problem with what he said. But you can imagine if Angus Taylor had said it or Barnaby Joyce had said it.
Well, Barnaby Joyce has had to become a feminist king.
The left would be going absolutely bunter and saying he should resign and he should be sacked. Yeah, it's a South Australian word for crazy.
What's going on with you today?
Yeah, look up bunter. But they would be saying, he's a misogynist and he's sexist and he's got to go. He should
But I
resign.
think they are. I think people are saying
But
that.
I don't think the left has done that so much. It's been the reactive right
seen so
that
much
has
criticism
has
across the board.
decided that we're going to jump on this because there's an opportunity here. And I guess what I'm saying is, look, if that was done to someone on the right, I would be saying, look, calm down. It really wasn't that bad. And so in fairness, I have to say exactly the same thing when it happens to Albo, because what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah. So you think now that like Tanya Plibersek and all those people are saying it's not
that's
that
it.
bad,
I know,
you're saying they would be saying the opposite.
Jacinda Allen, the Victoria Premier, who just a few weeks ago was outraged that someone had put up a billboard that said ditch the witch, and it was sexist and misogynist.
Yeah.
And now she's saying, but the PM, when he says he wants to have sex with someone other than his wife, it's just lighthearted
But
banter.
I will say, I don't think he actually thinks he's going to have a chance having sex with Kylie.
Well, it doesn't matter whether he thinks he's going to have a chance or not. I mean,
Has
he said
anyone
it on
gone
the
to
podcast,
Kylie
right?
for comment? Have
I
we heard
reckon
from
they. I
Kylie?
reckon they have, and I reckon she's been like, I will not be
not-
commenting on
Yeah.
this.
Well, we heard from Rhonda Burchmore.
And I thought she was
She broke
really
her silence.
classy.
Yeah.
She was really classy. You
But
know,
I
she
do
didn't.
think-
She didn't get stuck into him.
Yeah.
She just said, well, you know, I spat out my tea when I heard I was on the list.
But I think again, it is this thing of like that game in general is because I have played it in high school about people, like not famous
yeah.
people, and it's designed to humiliate
It's
someone,
dangerous.
right? And I've heard about it happening at some workplaces, like where that game has started, and then like it's tore apart workplaces. Like I do think this idea of getting 3 women and deciding who you want to sleep with, who you want to marry, and in most
What if
cases,
it's 3 men?
Well, the same thing. I think it's designed to humiliate whoever you're doing it against. And so I think the problem is the crux of the game is actually, if we unpack it, like I haven't played it since I was a teenager, and that's for a reason. Like my brain developed and I realized it wasn't okay.
Yeah, it's a bit mean-spirited.
It's I think the end of it is mean-spirited. I think if it was like, you know, who would you rather share an Uber with or something? Like, who cares, right?
The driver.
Not
But-
as a fun like it's not as fun question. It's not going to get as many reacts. Like I get that,
Yeah.
but I think when you break it down, the issue people have is that ultimately, even if he wasn't trying to, he's like putting down one woman to say that he wants to marry Kylie Minogue.
But can we
And
just get
it's-
over it?
Yeah,
it's
well, I think it's
disrespectful.
just that it was a dumb thing to do in the first place. Interestingly, I uncovered in my research, there was one question that he did refuse to answer in this interview.
Oh, where was his line?
He said, so the question was, and it's actually quite a tricky one, would you rather eat shit that tastes like lollies or lollies that taste like shit? And that's where he drew the line.
He was like, I can't.
He was
That's
like, no,
too far.
I can't. That's
We'll
too
talk
far for
about my
me.
sex life, but not about what I'd
Exactly.
eat.
I'm happy about my sexual feelings for Kylie Minogue.
Because of course, well, there's 2 other things that we haven't mentioned. One is when he was talking about the Japanese Prime Minister who brought a melon.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and then, you know, Nikki Osborne steers him towards, did she bring 2 melons? And he starts
Oh, yeah.
joking about, as naturally as you do, you bring your melons. And then Nikki's making a joke about, like Pamela Anderson or something. I thought that was a bit weird.
Yeah.
But directly after the bit about whether he'd shag Kylie Minogue, which he would apparently, he was asked how much nookie he was having with Jodie. And he said, you know,
Hang on,
when we
what
can.
word did you just use?
Nookie.
Oh, okay, don't use that again. You're single, you need to get that out of your vocabulary.
He was asked how often he was shagging his wife.
I think sex. Let's just talk like
And-
grown-ups.
Sexy.
Well, shag was the word used in
Yeah,
the podcast.
I know, and I don't
Shag's
like
fine.
that word. But
Yeah.
anyway, yes. sex.
Anyway, how often
Intercourse.
he was, yes, with his wife.
Yeah.
And
Did he answer that?
He did answer that.
Wow, that went over my head.
And yeah,
Maybe I
and,
don't have
and
a
he
censored version.
and he said
Blacked out.
he said when we can. And then Nikki makes what's
Is that
the
every man's like comment though? Oh, when we can, which is
What-
like when she's allowed.
what's the character's name in her
Bush,
pod?
Bush Barbie.
So
yeah.
Bush Barbie
This
says
is so ridiculous.
Bush Barbie says
Literally heard about
Um,
this like half an hour ago.
you know, because you just married, you'd be going at it like rabbits or something. So
Yeah,
he says,
yeah.
when we can, and she says, you know, you've got to schedule it after you get married. And he says, yeah, after the footy, it's a real aphrodisiac when the Rabbitohs win.
Oh, I did hear that.
Oh, he
I
can't
didn't
be
even connect it
saying
to
Now,
actual
now
sex
if there was anything that he said in that
thing.
podcast
Yeah,
that was
that's
a bit
off.
really weird, was like just publicly discussing
Well,
his
this is
sex life
upsetting
with
for
his
me
wife.
because the Rabbitohs are my team.
And now you have to think
when they win,
about what the
Every
PM
win
is
will
doing.
Be tainted.
I'll be like, I know what Albo's going to be requesting.
Dear.
I feel like everyone just says twice a week, and it's definitely a lie for most people.
And people are never having sex.
No way.
But I think you can never win as well when you say how much like you either sound
no,
like you
just opt out.
But
Yeah,
also just
you
say,
don't say.
oh, look, you know, out of respect to my wife, I'm not
Yeah.
going to tell. Like,
No,
I'm the Prime Minister. I
Yeah.
got other things
I
to
just
worry
think at the
about.
end of the day, this is actually a comms issue. Like the fact that
100%.
like he's many people should have said Albo.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
You
should
know.
never have been in this position in the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Having said it, I don't think it is as bad as some people have made it out
Yeah.
to be. But he just shouldn't have said it in the first
no,
place.
No.
it's not offensive. It's just a bit dumb.
Yes.
I think it's slightly offensive. I don't think it's going to change votes.
Yeah.
But like, I think he should have a little self-reflection.
I reckon there's a possibility that it ends up like remember when it came out that Kevin Rudd had gone to a strip club in New
yeah.
York with
Of
Cole
course.
Allen,
Yeah, of course.
who was then the editor of the New York Post, and it was like, oh, Kevin went to a strip
I
club,
don't like that.
and then his bloody poll numbers went up because people went, oh well, he's just like the rest of us.
Would you go to strip club?
Yeah, of course.
Would you go to a strip club with Kevin Rudd?
Oh, yeah, that's difficult
Look,
for you.
I mean, if Kevin asked, I'd see.
Would you date, shag, marry, or go to a strip club with Kevin Rudd?
Right. When was the last time you went to
I
a strip
plead
club?
the fifth on that one, Liz.
When was the last time you went to a strip
A
club?
few years ago, I suppose.
All right. I'm going to need more information on that at a later date.
All right, well, I'm going to need to be moving on. But we can stick to the marry theme. So we'll talk about Taylor Swift. She chose to not shag, not kill. Oh, actually, probably shag.
Well, you hope so.
Travis Kelce this week. They tied the knot in the most elaborate wedding. Well, we assume the most elaborate wedding. There's still so many details that we don't know about. 1,000 guests given staggered arrival times based on their status, we believe. It was at Madison Square Garden, officiated by Adam Sandler. I think that's the most cringe detail for me. Vows that apparently took 20 minutes, a billboard announcing when they had been wed. I mean, we're, not ones to judge. I mean, that's not true. We exclusively judge here. That's what we do. But yeah, it's been criticised as being out of touch, a bit tacky. I don't know. Do we have strong feelings about this, or do we just want to move on to wedding faux pas?
Can I just, on the billboard? So the billboard says just T&T marriage.
I guess
Was
it's
it
a
about
pun.
Taylor and Travis,
Yeah.
or was it sponsored by AT&T?
No. It was like a pun, but I don't think it was a very it felt like
It's
one.
not clever.
No, the thing that I found the most interesting thing about the wedding, and I don't know why, and I don't. Well, maybe I do judge. Is that I think for a lot of people, right, the wedding is the first time that you get to be like a quote unquote like princess for the day, right? So they go absolutely all out because it's your one moment, right? But when you're Taylor Swift, every day you get to be a princess, or you've been to a million Billboard Awards or a million Grammys, and you're always dressed up and you have these massive shows. I'm fascinated by we did see a few sneak peeks, which were just some grainy photos that the Daily Mail got, where there was clearly a wall when you walked in of photos of Taylor and Travis. There was a greenery theme. I think they kind of turned Madison Square Garden into a big, beautiful garden, an actual garden, which is cool. But I was I find it so fascinating that for two people that have such public lives and have so many moments where it is all about them in such a massive way on such a massive stage, that they treated their wedding in the same way. It was still as important for them to make it. I think if I went to any wedding and there was a wall of photos of them, I'd be like, oh God. I would find that a lot. I'd be like, wow.
It was a performance.
It was a performance. And I'm fascinated that people that are so famous, and maybe it is just a symptom of fame that you just get addicted to it, still chase these moments in almost their everyday life. And I'm sure that Taylor is friends with lots of famous people, and so is Travis, because those are the circles they've been in for Taylor since she was 18. But I also think there's clearly a bit of a plan here of she wants it to be a spectacle. She wants it and that's...
Well, the rumour is that they've done a deal with Netflix for a doco, right?
Yeah, so her spokesperson put out a statement saying it's just a wedding, for their person. They got camera crews and stuff. I think people saw camera crews and were like, oh, they're getting a Netflix special or a Disney special. But I think people forget that they just have the best of the best. So for them doing a wedding video is hiring.
But haven't they? But because normally someone gets approved to publish the photo of the dress and stuff, and they haven't done that, have they?
But it's pretty early days.
Well, it was on Friday.
I think we'll get
it now.
I think we will get a wedding photo. But I guess
we may have a wedding photo by the time this comes out.
Totally. We can put up. But I'm just fascinated by their need to turn it into such a big event.
Yeah.
But they are performers, though. I mean, she is a performer. He's a football player, which is performance by any other means. So it's why would that not then spill over into your private life? I mean, I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden, I've not been there, but I'm told it smells like piss, so I don't know why you'd want to have your wedding there.
I'm sure they would have cleaned that beforehand.
It's natural light for me. And that just doesn't.
And shutting
sound
down
a good
New
wedding.
York to have your
it is
it's
summer in New
just
York, though.
obscene.
Everyone's in the Hamptons, so
It's just obscene.
Yeah.
What is wrong
But they are
with
obscene.
a small dignified wedding for your nearest and I'm just going to invite 1,000 of my closest friends. I think there's some rule about if your wedding has more than 100 people, it's doomed to fail. So I'm not sure what that means for them. But seriously,
whose rule is that?
I know.
but if you've
come up with a new rule.
But if your wedding is all about the performance, as
I
opposed to
prescribe
this
to
is
the
purely
theory,
about our love.
The bigger the wedding, the more hot mess the relationship is. Because I think it's you've got more to prove.
Yeah.
I've the best weddings I've been to have been couples that are just very happy together, and they have almost so happy they didn't have to try on their wedding
Yeah.
day. So it's like very low key and it's very about like, oh, let's just get all our mates and family together and have a really chill time.
My parents eloped.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Like, you know.
That's very chic.
You don't. It doesn't have to be a big affair.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's ridiculous.
If you got married, would you invite me?
Of course I'd invite you. What sort of question's that?
Of course you would.
Well, yeah. I mean, I host a show with you. Well,
I don't know. I'm shocked that you're so keen.
Imagine if I rocked up the week after my
Yeah.
wedding and you were like, how was the wedding, Kayla?
Oh, I think
No,
it's normal.
I think that would be fine.
no, not for someone that you work with this closely.
Oh, so like I'm
When I had a wedding,
definitely invited.
Not for someone that you work with this
I'm
closely.
going to have to
I
get
don't
you
think.
on my list. I'm going to have to put you on. Now I'm feeling guilty.
You're going to have to pull some strings.
Yeah,
I'm going to have
exactly.
to. Yeah, no, okay,
I think
right.
it's the right thing to do.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're. Oh, yeah, no, I don't know. People are very
You're like,
weird
yeah,
about.
no, definitely.
Like,
me
you
too.
can't-
That's what I was going to say.
You can't invite everyone you work with, but
Yeah.
people that you work very closely
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
Like, we sit in front of a microphone across from each other every week. Like, why would you not?
Yeah.
Liz and I are going. We're both in.
I know, I love this.
Yeah.
Do you have to invite your boss?
No, I don't think you
Oh
have to
no,
invite your boss.
you should.
No, you don't have to.
You
invite your
definitely
boss.
should. I only invited my boss. Mick will be walking me down the aisle at this rate.
Someone's got to give you away.
Because I think when he wants to make redundant, he'll be like, I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
because I've walked her down the aisle.
Exactly.
He'll
the
be like
guilt
in a meeting with
factor.
finance being like, look, I did walk her down the aisle. I know that she's a hot mess.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to keep
I know
her.
she's not pulling away, but
She
look,
hasn't
these
filed
are
a
the-
story in months, but I need you to
Can't
understand.
get rid of it. It's called insurance, Mary.
Yeah,
well done.
I'm like, form those parasocial relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're stupid not to invite your boss.
Well, I didn't say I wouldn't. I just said you don't have to.
I'm just saying you cannot. You have the choice.
Maybe not you personally.
But
But
anyway,
be
what-
smarter. I don't know about your boss, but I'm just saying as bosses in
I
general.
didn't invite
I
my
work for,
boss
like-
to my
Yeah,
wedding.
but you're like a black cat. You don't have to.
But the big wedding thing, like, why? Just why?
I think because people want to say, look how it's wanting it back, right?
Yeah.
Look how in love we are.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I hope for them that they have something like smaller and more intimate, because I think that your wedding is as much for, well, I guess it's not the same for everyone, but at least in my situation, I felt like at the end of the day, it was as much for my family and for my parents as it was for me and my partner. And it's just like a really kind of nice celebration and something that they can be proud of. And I feel like that's not what this was at all.
No.
Yeah, it's almost like so. Like I don't imagine they would have got to speak to everyone,
Yeah.
which you physically couldn't. There was over 1,000 people there. Do you even get to speak? I mean, I'm sure they spoke to
No,
their
yeah,
parents.
no way. They wouldn't have had like 1,000 person
No,
bridal
but
receiving
you wouldn't
line.
have gotten to give like your auntie the attention
Yeah.
they deserve, or like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think intimate weddings create intimate moments, right?
They
But
also incorporated some of the parts of like events that aren't weddings that are just the absolute worst. So like there are annoying parts of weddings, right? But like nowhere at a wedding do you usually have to line up at like several different buffet stations. Like as someone who's just come off a cruise ship, like it's giving cruise ship.
It's giving. You're right. It's giving cruise ship. I
like
would
you don't have to
thrive.
have that. And they had prizes. They had like a raffle.
Yeah.
Like a
What?
silent auction.
And they were like giving away like $6,000 handbags. I think they auctioned off a car.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't. It's
But
also,
where did the money go?
well, I think just to, like the
assume-
people.
Oh,
To
actually,
other
I don't know that it was
celebrities?
money. I think it was a raffle.
No,
we
I think
don't
it
know.
was-
The
I think
details
it
are very
was-
sketchy at the
What is,
moment.
I think it was gifts. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
like money. It was like you can get like a $6,000 handbag.
it's like the upmarket version of going to the pub on a Friday
Yeah.
night
But
for the meat
It's
wrap.
also rich people letting you know, like, hey, we're so rich.
Exactly.
We can auction off designer handbags
Yeah.
at our wedding. I'm like, I would just want to like drink and have a good time.
bizarre.
You know what I actually would love about this wedding? I would have loved to have been there to be chatting with all of the seriously rich people who were there who are judging the wedding.
Oh, yeah. Because it'd also be like, there'd be old money people there
Totally.
being like,
Yeah.
what on earth is going on
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
You
And they'd
know?
be waiting to see the dresses. They'd be waiting to see the, the decorations and everything. And they'd be going, wouldn't have been me.
My favourite tradition in my family at a wedding is my nan is Catholic, so we go to a wedding and my nan goes to me every single time. Zinger, 10 out of 10. She shouldn't be wearing white. I'm like, every time it
Yeah.
just honestly every time it makes me laugh.
That
I'm
is
like,
Slayed once
That
again,
is-
Nan.
I'm like, Nan,
is
you've
pretty good.
absolutely nailed that.
That is pretty good. But also, I don't get why. I mean, you have a wedding, you add a zero onto the cost of everything, right? And I just kind of think now, obviously not on a Taylor Swift level,
Yeah.
but for an average person, young couple
I
getting
think it
married,
costs, the average cost is now like over 40,000.
it is.
Yeah.
It is like 50
Yeah.
grand or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a large chunk of a house deposit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bugger having the big wedding.
I think less people are getting married.
just
though.
have
Yeah.
have a small little thing.
I want to get married, can I say? Apparently it's not to code. So I live in an apartment building and there is a rooftop.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
No, the rooftop is like there's some waterproofing issues. Anyway, and like it's not really like there's not really a clear like it's not fenced in enough. But anyway, I was like, we need to just get married on the rooftop because it has like nice views of the city.
Sounds deeply unsafe.
Yeah, well, that's what my boyfriend Seamus is like. Well, also we'd have to get everyone up because there's no elevator.
Right.
So I'm seeing 96-year-old Nan having
no wheelchairs.
no wheelchairs or like Nana. I would have to get Nana
Not
up
inclusive.
there. But I was like,
You'd have to crane her up.
yeah, and also I think it would also piss off the
cherry
neighbors.
You're right. This is getting expensive.
Even though no one uses the rooftop, I think if I was like, guys getting married on the rooftop,
Yeah.
the neighbours would go crazy.
Well,
like,
they'd
that
want
would
an
be-
invitation.
We'd have to have an AGM about
Body
it.
corporate would just be going
Actually,
nuts.
to be fair, I live in like the inner east, so I feel like if I was like, look, Annabelle Crubb is coming, they'd be like, you know what, it's fine. Do what you need to do if we can
You
get
know what?
Annabelle Crubb.
Take my apartment as well.
If we could get Annabelle Crubb in the building,
She's made the trip over from the inner west.
I'd have to get like a celebrity that matters to them, which would be Annabelle Crubb.
Yeah.
And I think I could do it, but that's the only way.
Wow.
You're saying that, telling them Caleb Bond was coming wouldn't work?
That would upset them. They're not. I mean, it's they're like they vote Labor, but they're not going to hang out in Randwick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're simple people.
Yeah.
Complicated people.
Love it. Well, yeah, Mary, can't wait for your wedding. That'll be great.
Yeah, once we get
both
to the
be there,
rooftop.
obviously.
Yeah, well, okay, obviously we sit across from each other.
All right. Well, I think we're now at that time in the show where we like to dig into some topics that we've probably been taking a little too seriously this week. Caleb, would you like to go first? Here we go.
It is just the bane of my existence.
Oh, what is it?
And this is, I'm generally someone who believes in freedom of the individual.
I thought you were going to say calm, and I was like, that's not you, Caleb.
No. Freedom of the individual, and we shouldn't have too much government.
Yeah, you're the Carl Stevic-Novick of this podcast.
Too many rules and regulations, and just let us do what we want to do. But this just proves why we do need a certain level of governance and rule. People who do not take their shopping trolley to the trolley bay once they put their shopping in the car, and they leave it there in the middle of the parking space or where you're meant to drive or whatever, right? And you know when you go into a car park and it's chock-a-block and you find the one empty parking space and there's a bloody trolley in it.
Yeah, that was me yesterday.
Liz,
what is wrong with people?
do you want to confess something to Caleb?
Yeah, so we were speaking about this earlier. No, I'm very much on the same side.
Yep.
I always
It's
return my
50
trolley.
metres away.
Except once, very recently, I can't even remember what it was. I was in such a rush. Like, I was feeling like absolutely frazzled.
Did you have your children with you?
No.
Okay,
I have
yeah.
no
I
excuse.
tried to give you the out. Okay.
No, but I just like put
Just
it,
selfish.
like behind the thing.
Just selfish.
But then
Okay.
I drove out of there feeling so sheepish, and I've honestly felt like a fugitive ever since. Like, I know it was the wrong thing to do.
Okay, you're
Liz
telling
is a
me
monster.
you didn't have the 30 seconds to walk it to the trolley
She's
bay.
busy. She's got 2 children.
That's
We're
not an
all
excuse.
busy.
Yeah, no, but usually I'm absolutely fanatical
I'm
about
trying
it.
to
I
save
just
you.
what I'm saying is I did it once. I feel terrible.
As
I'll
you
never
should.
do it again.
As you should.
Thank you. Okay, but what level of government do you think should be policing this?
Oh, I think we need to go like full
New South
Singapore
Wales
Lee
police?
Kuan Yew,
No.
50 lashes or something.
Wow.
It's terrible. These people,
You need
I don't
to
know,
calm down.
how do they live? How do these people live at home?
Live?
How do they live at home?
Like
right?
carefree by the sounds of things.
here's
Like, do
my
they
thing.
just go, oh, look, I'm done with it. I'll just chuck it over the fence for the neighbours to deal
Here's
with.
my situation with trolleys, okay? Here's my situation. I will put it back if there's a readily available bay within eyesight. Eyesight is very important.
Right.
Okay? If I can't see it,
Then you just don't give a toss.
Yeah, that's tricky.
but I will put it like in a place that I feel it is safe. In a place that I feel good about.
So not in a parking space.
Not in a, look. In a place that I feel
Sometimes
is
in a
safe.
parking
In a place
space.
that I feel is safe. And that is up to my discretion. That's
Right.
my business.
So you will take up the parking space with your trolley.
I will do what I need to do to survive.
Mary.
Like most women.
This is why we have issues with social cohesion.
No, but
The
social
the
cohesion.
social fabric falls apart.
You're right.
When we all refuse, or some people
Take it to
refuse
some
to.
royal commission.
These are the things that make a society that we understand. We live amongst.
calm
We
down.
understand that we live amongst other people.
Trolley people? There's trolley people.
Trolley
That's their whole
boys.
thing, to find the trolleys.
Oh, you're one of
Yeah.
these people who
You wanna
thinks
put
I'll
them
just
out of
leave my
work.
rubbish on the floor
No,
so
I
some
don't. No,
so
I'm not
some
a litterer.
lowly paid
I'm
cleaner
not a
can
litterer.
come and take
I'm
it
not a
away.
litterer because I littered when I was in year 2, but I littered my lunch and it had my name on it. And I was very publicly shamed.
mistake.
So I have learned from that. That
Not to name
traumatized
your
me.
rubbish.
That traumatized me.
Rightly
Yeah.
so.
But no, trolley, look, I'm saying 9 times out of 10, But life is a roller coaster.
No.
It's up and it's down.
There's no excuse.
You
You're
can
very
never come
enraged.
to my house, Caleb, because I live really close to a supermarket.
Do you
and
steal the
there-
trolleys and bring
no,
them home?
I don't, but there are
you that
trolleys
house?
like
Every-
up and down the street.
I know. Like,
That would
what
be an
is-
It's really upsetting.
That would be an activity for him, though.
What is
He'd be
wrong?
returning the
Yeah.
trolleys.
Well, no, you can like report them.
You report them,
you
yeah,
report
yeah.
them.
You do that?
But
I
it's-
don't, not me personally.
But it's an eyesore, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
'Cause
I
it's just-
do like a ride in a trolley. I will say, have you ever had a ride in a trolley?
Yeah, but it's slightly
is
different.
living.
Just
That
take
is-
as long as you take the trolley back.
That is
afterwards,
actually
I
living.
don't care.
I'm telling you, a ride in a trolley can really change your mindset.
Wow.
Especially if it's downhill.
Yes, and they let them go. Oh my god! Like I need
Don't
to have
try this at home.
No,
kids.
but a ride in a trolley, I will say that I do
Okay.
get why people want to ride around in them. They're quite the mobile.
Yeah.
But I agree.
Children have a lot of fun riding around supermarkets in trolleys.
Oh, yeah.
and some
Being
might
wheeled
say
about.
I reckon
some might say
they'd
adults.
be even better if you put like a lawnmower engine on them and you could like
Yeah.
motorise the
We
thing.
could modify.
Oh yeah,
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, you could sell them.
Because you know all the kids are like getting around on e-bikes and stuff now.
So yes,
Maybe the next thing
Have I
is
told you my
motorised
e-bike?
shopping
My e-bike
trolleys.
trauma.
No.
Okay, well, you have to bleep me, but this is my e-bike trauma. So I was in Rushcutters Bay. I'll name the spot.
Yeah.
I was in Rushcutters Bay, which is a nice park, with my
Certainly.
dog Frank, who was a Chihuahua cross, obviously incredibly handsome. And there were
Who
these,
we have established is your son.
who's my son, and who goes to daycare. And there were these like 3 young boys on those motorized bikes, and they were like absolutely riding up a storm. And I was sort of like
Hoons.
moved to the side. Well, at that point, I didn't think they were hoons. I'm like, oh, whatever, they're having fun, better than being on their PlayStations. Anyway, I'm being an absolute
Out in the world.
absolute community member, and one of them comes to a dead stop in front of me, and I did sort of think for a second, oh, like this is gonna be bad, and then he went, oh, I like your dog, and I was like, oh, that's so cute, and then he said, in broad daylight, can I fuck it?
What?
No, I know, and then all his friends laughed, and I was like, so upset. Is that not the worst thing? Is that not the worst thing? No one saw it coming. This is
Okay,
bad.
okay.
There was no way to predict where that was
No,
going.
how do you think I felt? And then I told that story to my best friend.
Did
Did you
have
call
a-
the police?
He was testing the boundaries.
we have a dog on our hands here. Like,
I was so upset, and then I told my best friend because I was like, he'll know. Like, I was like, I've been assaulted in the park. I've killed everyone.
do you, have
really
a,
taken
do
us
you
out.
have a photograph of this young man?
No, you have no idea how shocked I was. No one has a comeback for that.
That needs to. Does Neighbourhood Watch? You know they used to send out the leaflets,
know.
right? You need to
dog-
talk to Neighbourhood Watch
About the dog-
and alert them that
Yeah.
there is a
Potential
young
dog walker.
Yep.
in the
You
neighbourhood.
need to be calling Crime Stoppers.
Accosting-
You need to alert the RSPCA.
Costing handsome and overweight chihuahuas.
There's got to be a dare that his mates put him up
Yeah,
to, surely.
but I said
In
to my
Rushcutters Bay.
I
of all
hope it's a
places.
dare and he didn't
Very
mean it.
fancy.
No, I don't think he meant it, but then I was obviously shock value when it worked. But I remember my best friend and I was like, you won't believe what happened to me. And he said to me, which made me feel more depressed, he's like, the worst part of that story is like those boys like would see you now and be like, oh, that's a lady. Like they would have stopped a lady in the
Yeah.
park and told her they want to fuck her dog. Like he was like, you look like a grown lady. And I was like, it made me feel so much worse.
Oh, Jesus.
Here I was being like, oh,
Yeah.
it's so good. We're interacting as a community.
You know, I think we
That's
just
great.
tear up the rest of this episode.
I think that's
and
a
it's-
perfect place to end it. As always, we've learned a lot about each other. We've learned a lot about Mary's neighbourhood.
and the proclivities of the people who hang around in it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, you can find Unserious episodes on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube, and you can read more on all these stories on news.com.au. Thanks for joining us, guys.
All right. I think
See
we
you
need
next
to.
time.
I think I've killed
I think
everyone.
we need to go to shower.
Oh, dear.
My God. God, did I tell a dog story?